What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering. I hope you're having an absolutely wonderful day. It's always wonderful when we get to dunk on Netflix, right? Like, Netflix is one of the dumbest organizations on the planet. I don't really understand how in the HE double toothpicks they make money, but apparently they do. And quite frankly, the level of pandering, wokeness, degeneracy, race swapping, I think that they're kind of pressing their luck a little bit. I will say this, of all the streaming platforms out there, Netflix is basically the only one that I can think of that isn't losing billions of dollars, which I suppose is a win for them. But this latest race swap is absolutely, positively one of the most hilarious things I've seen. And we're talking about a company that has race swapped Cleopatra, that has race swapped Anne Boleyn, or is that BBC? Somebody made Anne Boleyn black. I feel like it's either Netflix. When we're talking about legendary race swaps, it's either the BBC or Netflix. BBC recently race swapped Isaac Newton into a black man, I believe. This is one of the most hilarious. And we're going to get into that after a super quick word from this video sponsor, Private Internet Access. Huge shout out to this video sponsor, Private Internet Access. Look, in current year, everyone basically has to have VPN. It's a extremely versatile and now basically required tool of browsing the modern internet. And that's why I'm happy to be partnered with Private Internet Access and have been for over a year now. It's a VPN I use. It's a VPN I recommend to my friends and family, and I have a massive discount for my viewers. In short, a VPN allows you to change the location that you may be seen as browsing the internet from. This helps you unlock television shows and movies that might not be available in your area. It allows you to browse the internet anonymously. Heck, even right now, we just saw several countries, for example, Google and Meta are now blocking news in Canada. And, well, how are you going to get your news? Well, you could change your location. VPN helps protect your privacy, secure your data, and bypass network blocks. It comes in extremely important all the time. That's why I have it on my computers, laptops, and mobile phones. Private Internet Access is an open source app with no usage logs, unlimited bandwidth, high-speed global server network, dedicated apps, powerful encryption, and 24/7 live support. Unlock the power of the internet and stay censorship-free by using my link in the description below and get yourself. Now, if you don't have your VPN yet, now is the time to get one. Netflix, by the way, this is another excellent report from the Publica. This is my news company that I run with Sydney Watson and many others. If you're wondering, obviously we're available at thepublica.com. We have excellent articles, but we also have a Rumble and YouTube channel. If you haven't yet, subscribed, all of our videos go up here. You can see I do videos, Sydney does videos, our staff does videos. So yeah, we've been kind of quietly building that over some time. Here's another great article. Netflix accused of race swapping after replacing investigators who took down Purdue Pharma during opioid crisis with a fictional black woman. You can't, it's just so good. Every bit about this is so good. Here's the actual investigators. And here's the black woman with dreadlocks that they replaced them with. Again, to be clear, especially to my black viewers, it's not that the character's black, and you know that. It's that they are a real character that exists in real life, and they race swap them for no reason other than pandering. You want to talk about a fictional character getting race swapped? I think that's a different conversation, okay? They want to make the new Thor, well, that's a little worse example, but Spider-Man, you want to do the Miles Morales argument? Okay, fine. But these are real people that existed, are still alive today, and you have replaced them with a black woman with dreads. This is absolute panderverse. Netflix is once again under fire for race swapping following the release of their new series Painkiller, a dramatized retelling of a massive lawsuit filed against Purdue Pharma over opioid manufacturing. In the series, the investigators who took down the company are erased and instead depicted by a fictional black woman. To dumb, The companion website to Netflix describes the plot of the suspenseful drama as being, quote, inspired by true events and people. Following the victims and perpetrators for those whose lives have been altered by Purdue Pharma. In this series, actress Uzo Aduba plays Eddie Flowers with 2 L's. That's weird. An investigator determined to bring the case against Purdue and hold those responsible for the opioid epidemic accountable. Audience response to the series has been lackluster, with a Rotten Tomatoes score of 61 and an even lower official tomato meter score of 51, stating that the show honors the victims of the opioid crisis with effective dramatic beats, but is undermined by its stale satirical flourishes, resulting in a tonally confused bit of muckraking. One social media user made the point to highlight that although the show is based on real events surrounding the conspiracies of Purdue Pharma and the Sackler family, the creators failed to represent some of the investigators who were actually at the heart of the case, instead replacing the real figures with a singular black female character. I'm sure there are great black female investigators doing great work in law enforcement. I know there are because I can't remember the one woman's name. She's probably long retired, but the first 48 is one of my all-time favorite shows. And there was like Shalacy, and then there was the black woman who was a detective that was really awesome too, and I can't think of her name. But anyway, it's not like we need fictional representation. I know there are great black women and black men doing great investigative work. Quote, saw a preview for Netflix's show Painkiller about Purdue Pharma and noticed the story's intrepid, wily hero Eddie Flowers is a black girl boss Fed prosecutor who single-handedly takes down the Sackler family, and thought it was weird that I'd never heard of this person and that she's not more prominent public figure since she perfectly ticks every lib fantasy box-strutting, cunning, courageous, sassy, who outsmarts her big pharma antagonist. But of course, when I looked it up, it turns out Eddie Flowers isn't real. They just made her up. I mean, what a great... I mean, does it get any more hilarious than this? Another user writes, quote, it's contrived, predictable, and boring at this stage. Almost every new American TV series or movie with a character that is a judge, mayor, chief of police, head of the FBI will have a black woman in that role. It doesn't reflect the diversity of real life in any way. Another describes Eddie Flowers' character as, quote, the most unlikable character I've seen on a TV show in a while. She's unpleasant to every person she interacts with. Well, that's the girl boss persona. According to Screen Rant, the decision to erase the real investigators and substitute a fictional character was, quote, for the sake of their story? What? You robbed them of their credit for this. And that the creators of the show, quote, needed to ensure that the hero of the television series had one singular face, as where Aduba and Eddie came in. What? I think I can handle 2 protagonists. I'm pretty sure I could. In an interview with Tadum, Aduba said the world of Eddie Flowers, who is a fictitious person, but has a composite of the number of investigators, except she's black and a woman anyway, runs alongside the very real Richard Sackler, having those points of interaction where 2 worlds come together was incredibly impactful and powerful. Here's the picture of the real investigators. 3 white people. And as we know, as everybody knows, that is inherently incorrect. That is inherently incorrect. That is a problem that needs to be fixed. And that is what race swapping does. It is inherently a problem if you're white and successful to Netflix. They think that if they highlighted the actual people that did this, that would somehow be some sort of slight to black people. Which is absurd. Of course it isn't. Of course it isn't. Despite their hard work and incredible team effort in the fight against Purdue Pharma, the creators of the show did not include any anybody from the original story in the movie. Audiences have become increasingly frustrated with entertainment companies and outlets that continue to race swap and gender swap characters, with many of them lamenting these characters are empty, vapid, and lack proper character development, making them completely unrelatable. In 2022, the streaming service lost almost 1 million subscribers, the largest decline since 2011. They've gained back subscribers following a crackdown on password sharing, but they reported an $18 billion loss in value last July. I don't know when they're going to get this. By the way, shout out to thepublica.com. Put that on your daily check. When you want to see what's going on in the world, we're adding more staff. We're putting up articles more often. We're working on fixing a lot of the little bugs that people have with the website. You see, of course, the Denzel Washington to play Carthaginian. I can't even say this word. I talked about the Hannibal one. But anyway, yeah, we've got new articles coming out every day. Obviously, we have new videos 3-4 times a week. So we're on Rumble. We're also on YouTube. Check that out. But, this isn't the first time Netflix did this. Netflix, they race swap people all the time. They literally can't help themselves. They get off on it. That's fine. I just won't watch. And hopefully the 3% of people that they're pandering to can maintain them. That's, if you care so much about Black representation or LGBTQ representation, that's cool. If you think that matters so much, I hope they can support your company. I hope that every LGBTQ person out there can sign up 10 times, because that's the only people you're making content for now. And that's fine by me. It's another $15 a month in my pocket. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.